Welcome back to Real Phonies, where we take a love for movies and television and combine it with very little knowledge about movies and television. I'm your host, Christian. Join with me are my co-hosts, Ian.
What's up?
Joseph.
Yellow.
Jehu.
Cacao! Sticking with it.
Sticking with it. Here for our first topic episode in a while. We're going to do a director showdown for two very kind of like stylized cult directors, Edgar Wright and Danny Boyle.
Are they cult directors?
I think they're
pretty commercially
they're
successful.
Cult in that they have like hardcore fanboys.
That's
for
Like
each.
that people come to see.
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
I
They
would say that
definitely
cult's
they
a good word.
started it as independent guys, and they could have easily stayed that.
That's
Yeah.
probably true.
They're not like
yeah.
blockbuster guys. I think they're
Yeah.
more niche people.
I will say, one of the things I think in our past episodes that we've done, we have rated people pretty hard based on like the different types of movies that they made. Generally favoring people who are more versatile versus less. These two guys have never made the same movie.
Right.
Yeah.
They very much go out of their way to take very different projects on. So I think it should be an interesting comparison.
I'm excited. I like them both. They're both British, right?
Who do we want to start with?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one do I have it? I have it written down. Edgar Wright first.
Let's go Edgar
Boom.
first.
Sure. So Edgar Wright. I didn't write down any of his fucking birth
He's
stuff.
from London.
Yeah, he has a boring life story before becoming a director,
Very
as most
English.
people do. Yeah, very English. Most famous before he started doing films for a British sitcom called Spaced that starred Simon Pegg and Nick Frost.
Have you guys tried watching Space? Before?
It's terrible.
I see. I don't even know because the combination with how thick the accents are
Yeah.
and my shitty fucking hearing, I just couldn't tell. What was going
I
on.
just did not enjoy the style of humor of
Right
the show.
on.
I gave it 2 episodes.
I've never tried
I
it.
got other things to do with my
People
time.
who I really respect like it a lot, but I couldn't make it happen.
Fair enough. But definitely that first TV show will influence a lot of the further things
Yep.
because he's established a strong working relationship with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost and several other recurring people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's a guy who's famous for very quick humor, like very quick jokes. He does
Right.
a lot of visual gags. There's a lot of quick cuts. He uses his transitions really well. We'll talk about some of the better visual gags, but he's one of the few directors that really utilizes going from point A, like one scene to the next scene, really well. There's a great video essay. I might link it in the thing if I remember in our description.
We mentioned that you have to now.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I can just cut that out. Who knows? And one of the other things that I think I wanted to make sure we touch on, he really likes to tell you what he's going to do so that you can come back. It's one of those things where all of his movies heavily reward you for repeat viewings.
All of his screenplays are very screenplay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And usually when I say that's a bad thing, but he uses it to his advantage.
Yep.
So the first one, and arguably still possibly his best one, the beginning of the Cornetto trilogy, Shaun of the Dead in 2004.
Again, starring Simon Pegg and Nick Frost.
Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. It's a zombie parody, specifically based on the name and other things. A parody of Dawn of the Dead, which apparently George Romero loves the shit out of this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's got Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, Peter Serafinowicz who as their roommate, Bill Nighy, a couple other folks.
I fucking love this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a
It-
fucking
it-
great movie.
It's my favorite movie of his right off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because when we were talking about what
You've got red on you.
when we were talking about what directors we were going to do, I like it when there's a reason for them to sort of match up. And I can remember after this came out, he did an essay on why he thinks it's dumb when zombies run. And I think he was talking more about the Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead because they came out in similar times. But it did also seem like there was a dig in there, maybe to 28 Days Later.
Well,
so.
they came out 2 weeks apart, and I was reading that there's a bit in there where someone gets reprimanded for using the word zombies, which could be a knock at other movies for not using the word zombies, but a lot of people take it as specifically a knock at Danny Boyle because when people ask him about 28 Days Later, he's like, it's not a zombie
He's
movie.
very adamant. that it's not zombies.
I mean, it's not a movie about the undead, but that is 100% a zombie
Yeah,
movie.
absolutely. This is, I mean, to me, this is either this or we'll get to it, but this is top 2 for me for sure.
Yeah, it's great.
It kind of vacillates. One of my favorite bits in this movie is it's got the early morning. Is he like hungover walk or just like normal, like kind of
just,
groggy?
like, tired and
yeah,
groggy.
it's like a one long shot from him out of his apartment down to like the corner store to get whatever bullshit he gets, and then walking back, and then they do that exact same shot after the zombie apocalypse happens and like everything is torn to shit, but he's like too groggy and like not awake to notice. It's amazing.
Well, I think this is a really great movie. You're talking about some of kind of like the Edgar Wright tropes, like the foreshadowing, the physical humor, the gags. This is like all the best versions of all of that.
Yeah.
The scene where they're throwing the records at the zombie and they have to like like the Batman soundtrack. No, not that one.
Oh yeah, when he specifically makes him not throw Stone Rose's second helping, that spoke to me.
It's a great movie.
I think
better
this
than
kind of put out his
Transformers.
playbook, and then he kind of followed through on the rest of
Well,
it.
at least for the rest of the Cornetto trilogy,
For sure.
Like I'm not super into zombie movies. I seem to like zombie parodies more than this. In the last episode, we talked about how much I fucking love Zombieland, and I also fucking love this movie.
I do realize why we got into a bit of, I don't know if we got into a bit of a craze after or during this movie, but I realized we had 28 Days Later in like 2001 and then The New Dawn of the Dead and this movie in 2004.
Right.
Those are three of the best zombie movies.
Yeah.
Look, did that kick off the zombie craze, or did something
That's what I
kick
don't-
that off before, and
I'm
this
not
was
sure.
continuing that?
Because The Walking Dead is the culmination.
Yes,
But
and that ruined it.
it to me really feels like the Dawn of the Dead is like the
but that was
kickoff
so
of-
much earlier.
No. I mean
The
Zack
new one?
Snyder's Dawn.
Oh,
of the
yeah,
Dead.
Well, I think that 28 Days Later, I can't think of another zombie movie, like a 90s zombie movie that came out before that. So
I mean,
it
George
might be
Romero's
worth-
made like 700 of them.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Right,
like
but
4 of them were in the 90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as you succinctly said, Ian, it's very much the early introduction to the Edgar Wright playbook.
Yeah.
That we will see more in a pretty direct sequel, also in not sequel, but spiritual sequel.
Spiritual sequel, yeah.
Hot Fuzz.
Great movie.
Also fantastic. Second part of the, I don't know, it's called the Cornetto trilogy, which is kind of like it's a ice cream treat in England. I don't know why it's called that. I know they're
Does
in
anyone
it.
know that?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Each one is based on a specific flavor with a specific color of the wrapper, but like it's still don't know why it's based on the ice cream cone.
This movie is freaking hilarious. I actually think this one may be funnier than Shaun of the Dead. I just prefer Shaun of the Dead as a movie.
It's not as groundbreaking. I guess it doesn't look, but I think it's a tighter movie.
The jokes, man, they all fucking land.
So
Son of the same cast: Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, Martin Freeman, Bill Nighy.
Timothy Dalton.
Timothy
Yeah.
Dalton,
Oh, yeah.
who is
Great.
perfectly cast in this for the twist and then the twist.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
Jim
Broadbent, Olivia Colman, Stephen Merchant, Kate Blanchett in a completely uncredited, useless role, literally just for the fun of it.
That's maybe my favorite scene in the whole fucking movie.
It's possibly the best. It's one of the best gags for it's like it's an inside baseball gag.
Yeah.
It's not for the movie. It's for people who are looking at the credits after the movie.
Right.
Now I just want to watch Hot Fuzz again.
Yeah, no, that's what's going to happen as we go through a lot of this list. I think.
Definitely better than Transformers.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
more cop. He's a cop. I mean,
So, yeah,
what would you describe this movie as?
while the
Mystery?
Well,
I mean, while the Shaun of the Dead was his take on zombie movies, this is his take on 80s cop movies. 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's funny because it for a long time it plays a lot more like a mystery than longer than you think it does.
Yeah.
But then when it goes balls to the wall on action, it goes balls to the wall on action, which is great because Nick Frost's character is kind of also on a meta thing is like super into action movies.
Yeah.
And so he's like living out his fantasies. It's a really solid movie.
And there's like a twist, because I think what's great about this is they never make the characters like not capable, even though they're in this really like overblown, silly situation. Like Simon Pegg's character is never not like super capable, and the humor is based around that. So there's times you're like, is he the only guy who knows what's going on, or is he just overthinking this situation? And there's sort of like, he turns out to be right, but then he's not right, and then there's a way sillier twist. And what's great is there's fucking clues to both of them.
Yeah,
before that.
absolutely.
It's not earned.
Yeah.
So.
And I will say, one of the things we didn't talk about is Shaun of the Dead or this one. Shaun of the Dead, despite being a zombie film, is mostly about Shaun, who's kind of a
Deadbeat.
a deadbeat who's trying to win back the love of his life during the zombie apocalypse by being a hero and semi-succeeds.
Right.
But semi doesn't. I don't know. And then Hot Fuzz is he's Sergeant Angel, who is by far the best policeman in London. He's so good that his superiors sent him to a tiny, nothing town to make so that they can look better by comparison when he's gone. And then he uncovers, a larger plot. But the thing about both of these movies, as silly as they are, they're both pretty, they have solid emotional beats to them.
No, they do. Yeah.
Like the thing with Shaun and his mother in Shaun of the Dead is really great. And Hot Fuzz, all the relationships in Hot Fuzz, I think, are really great.
He's good about, he doesn't lose the heart. And, there's mystery, there's action. There's a lot of things in these movies. You know what I mean?
And I tell you what, they both have spots where it stops being a comedy for a few seconds and gets fucking real.
Yeah, for sure.
When they drag the guy out of the pub in Shaun of the Dead, it's like, oh shit, this is scary and gross.
Uh-huh.
And in this, when he uncovers the conspiracy, it's ridiculous, but it's also it's kind of frightening. It's like, oh shit, he doesn't have a way out of this.
Yeah.
He's fucked.
Yep. Yeah, I think these two are a little stronger than the third one.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a little bit. But in between, there's arguably one of possibly the most comic book movie ever made. Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Great fucking movie.
I fucking love everything about this movie. I love the movie itself. I also love just the time.
Sure.
And I can remember, living the life. It was during the time when everyone at the theater would show up and watch previews. And I just remember this one was a peak where literally everyone showed up and everyone had a good time, and you kind of forgot which people were assholes, and you just all had a good time together. And I really like this movie a lot.
Isn't that what movies are all about?
I mean, really
bringing people together.
It really brought people together. I get really happy thinking about this movie and that time whenever I do. But also, it's totally made for me. It's about fucking 8-bit video games and geekery, and I fucking love it.
Yeah, if you love indie music, video games, comic books, this is the perfect tribute to all of those.
It's catnip for hipsters.
Also the fucking the fake soundtrack to this is fucking awesome.
Great,
dude.
We'll talk about that.
Michael Cera,
right? So this is the first real break from his original cast.
Yeah, this is an adaptation.
It's an adaptation. It's mostly American versus everything else has been and mostly is set in Britain. Michael Cera, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Kieran Culkin, Anna Kendrick, Aubrey Plaza, Brie Larson, Brandon Routh, Allison Pill, Jason Schwartzman,
Chris Evans.
I didn't even write down Chris Evans.
Great cast.
It's a great cast.
And almost everybody in it right after this became a fucking star.
Yeah, that's the amazing part.
Also,
they're all superheroes now, too.
Chris Evans plays such a caricature of the characters that Chris Evans had been playing in this movie.
It was almost like his sign-off.
It almost was.
It's like, okay, I'm gonna do this as best I can at the end, and then I'm done with it.
I'll never go anywhere without my stunt team.
One of my favorite... God, he's so good. One of my favorite things, you talk about the soundtrack, is... We get a little nod to, for those who are unaware, Brie Larson started her career as kind of a Britney Spears knockoff,
right,
trying to sell pop songs, which was very unsuccessful. If you look them up on YouTube, they are not enjoyable.
That Clash at Demon Head song is fucking awesome.
It's fucking awesome, and it's a real song, and it's Metric, I think, is the band.
Yeah. And who, if you have satellite radio and ever listen to the fucking Canadian stations on there, they play Metric every third fucking song.
I like I like Brie Larson's version better than the actual Metric song.
I love this movie.
Yeah, it's really, really great.
It makes me so happy just to even sit here talking about it.
Yeah, I mean...
even simple things like little audio clips that'll happen, and when scene changes, it'll be the coin grabbing sound effect from Super Mario or something.
Now I feel like you and Hot Fuzz. I need to watch this movie when I go home.
Have you ever seen it?
No, I have. I'm saying I want to watch it again.
Yeah.
It was maybe the first time that a movie based on a comic was better than the comic.
Yeah,
because the second half of this is a lot tighter than the second half of the Scott Pilgrim comic. So
which is crazy because it departs dramatically.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So,
because they
started it in and there were 6 volumes,
manga.
and they started making this movie in the middle. So he knew where it was going, but the second half of it was real. The first half of it is pretty much just note for note the first 3 volumes of the comic.
Also, every time I watch this, you might be the only person who remembers this guy, but Jason Schwartzman character is Jason Myers to me.
100%.
I cannot distinguish
but
that.
capable. Jason Myers, a fucking dumpster fire.
Absolutely.
Better than Transformers.
Better than Transformers. I will say
much better than Transformers.
I will say the wife pointed out something that and she's recently been catching up on her back catalog. We did not bring this up in our rom-com episode, despite the fact that it is at its heart very much a rom-com.
very much.
That's a good
true.
point.
It's got a lot of other things going on, but the romance is kind of the central plot line.
Secretly, my favorite character, Knives Chow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knives is so likable.
Yeah.
And she's fucking right.
Well, she's
almost
supposed
all the
to.
time.
She's supposed to be the one he ends up with
Yeah.
at the end, but apparently test audiences hated it. So,
Really?
Oh,
so they switched the ending.
Oh.
Yeah, this one's probably my favorite one.
It's I don't know. This one and Shaun of the Dead to me are the strongest.
Yeah,
ones.
they're great.
And that brings us actually in between Scott Pilgrim and the end of the Cornetto trilogy. Apparently, he co-wrote The Adventures of Tintin with Steven Spielberg.
Weird.
I thought Peter Jackson
He
co-wrote.
also co-wrote it.
I never watched 1 second of this.
It is okay.
Yeah, it's actually a decent movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than Transformers.
That's the CGI movie, right?
Yeah.
I never saw that either.
And it is like a really good use of CGI and like motion capture in it too. But
And then, then the conclusion of the Cornetto trilogy with, is it World's End or At World's End? The World's End?
The World's
I
End.
think it's The World's End.
The World's End. A movie about a bunch of high school friends getting back together in the hometown for one last big bender down their biggest, their favorite
Things
bar
go
crawl.
awry.
Yeah, and things go very much awry.
yeah, because they go to 5 bars, right? And then they end at the World's End.
I think it's more than 5. I can't
Oh, I
remember.
could
They do like a bar hopping.
Yeah.
It's a bar crawl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the same people that have been in,
right.
it's kind of like a reunion. Nick Frost, Simon Pegg, Martin's back in it. Peter,
6 years difference from Hot Fuzz, so they had taken a big break.
Right.
Now.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know this one gets trashed on a lot. I think it's underrated. I like World's End
I think
a lot.
I think it is enjoyable. It's just the bar I think was so high.
Yes.
I think also what hurt this in people's mind is that that movie that was just like it.
It came out exactly at the same time.
Yeah, what was the name of the movie with all the Franco people?
I mean, it was like
At World's End?
No, it was like the end of the world. It was like
Yeah.
a similar thing.
No, I-
And
talking
they
about-
were
yeah.
like basically a similar name, similar
Yeah.
story,
Yeah.
and it was the funnier of the
It
two
was
of
the
them.
funnier movie.
But this is not a bad movie.
I do think you're right. The timing of the movie probably hurt it more because I think if you put this movie on right now, you would have a good time
Right.
watching
Absolutely. Also, another Bond appearance. Pierce Brosnan's
it. Yeah,
in
Pierce
this movie.
Brosnan's in it.
Roseman Pike,
Yep. I don't remember her in it, but
which I like.
Yeah, no, she's a pretty big role in this movie.
Yeah.
I don't remember a lot of this. I've only
Yeah.
seen it once.
I think this movie came out when we were all living the life.
I
Yeah,
think
this,
so. Yeah.
This is the one that
Definitely.
came out when we were all.
This
in
might
the
this
life.
might have actually been appropriately at the end of my time living
Right,
the
yeah.
life.
I'm still saying better than Transformers.
No, it's definitely better.
definitely.
than
Oh,
Transformers.
yeah,
I don't think there's anything on this list that's worse than
That's fair,
Transformers.
Definitely.
And that brings us. Well, actually, the infamous omission here is the Ant-Man movie that Edgar Wright wrote
yeah.
and started
Oh,
directing, and that we never got.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, he was the first director signed by Marvel.
Absolutely, a
Yep.
long time ago.
Yeah.
And that was his passion project.
Yep, it got picked up by Peyton Reed when he left, and Ant-Man is a fine movie, but man, what would it have been? You know,
I mean,
Yeah.
definitely, it seems like his influence is still on that. movie.
well, there are definitely
Yeah.
scenes that you feel like are Edgar Wright
Yeah,
scenes.
yeah.
Well, you talk about like the physical gags,
Yeah.
like the idea of a small dude in big objects plays perfectly to how
Absolutely,
Edgar Wright
yeah,
does
yeah.
his movies.
And I think you see with Ant-Man and Wasp how much I think his influence, because Ant-Man is so much better than Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yeah.
It just shows you, I think, his hands were on that one and were not on the second one.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think the Pez dispenser scene in Ant-Man and the Wasp is 100% something Edgar Wright would have done.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so that brings us to his most recent movie, which is Baby Driver, which
Excellent film.
Fucking great.
stars Ansel Elgort, who again I don't know why he's in Hollywood, but he's in this movie.
Right.
Kevin Spacey, which was immediately regrettable casting.
John Hamm.
Jamie Foxx, John Barenthal, Lily James, and John Hamm.
Yeah.
who's phenomenal.
Oh,
God,
so
he's
great.
so good in this movie.
The movie
Being
is
handsome and evil as fuck.
I know.
Yes.
So the movie is about a bank robber. He's the getaway driver. It's a heist movie, but the big draw of this movie is the whole thing is very specifically set to a sound. Like the
It's
movie
synced.
syncs up.
Yeah.
It's almost like a
To the
musical at
soundtrack.
parts.
It is almost like a
Yeah.
musical. At
Well, there's
parts.
even moments where there's basically like dancing, even though like there's not. It's not really dancing.
Yeah.
No,
in incredible car chase sequences and everything lines
Yeah.
up. I mean, it is a
when they do the double reverse in the car that lines up to the music. It's like, how the fuck did you even do that?
It's a masterclass in a lot
it's not
of
his
things.
best movie, but that opening action scene's his best.
It's a great action movie.
Here's my one dig on this movie, and it's sort of the same thing with The World's End. It came out at a very similar time to Logan Lucky, and everybody really took to this. And they're sort of similar movies, cars and heist and stuff like that. And everybody was wrong because Logan Lucky is way better.
It's really great. I like it.
Logan Lucky's not better than
Logan Lucky is totally fucking better.
It's the best Ocean's movie.
Yeah, it is.
It's a hillbilly. It's a hillbilly.
Really?
Yeah, I hated that.
It's a hill.
Uncool.
It's not bad, but
fucking
You
love
must not
this
have
is
been
more-
here when we did the Ocean's movies because I'm positive that I have been like accosted at this podcast for my opinion on Logan.
I guess I
Lucky.
wasn't because you know what, I didn't listen to that one because I still had an intention at that point of watching Ocean's 8, so I didn't want to.
Gotcha.
That saying this is a fucking great movie. Don't get me wrong.
I like this. It's just so stylized.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's great.
even the diner sequences with Ansel and Lily James, they're great
They are.
bits.
From Downton Abbey.
From Downton Abbey. I mean, it's a cool ass movie. I've watched it a few times since it came out. It was my pick for Best Picture that year. Lila James?
Lily
James.
Lily James. I love her. I want her to be in more things.
I mean, she's kind of taken off at this point.
She's got like that upbeat
She makes an appearance in a recent movie from our other director.
Yep, that's true.
Jamie Foxx is also really good.
Jamie
in
Foxx
this.
steals the show in this
great.
movie.
Yeah.
He plays a
That scene-
badass tough dude.
When Ansel goes to leave and pick her up, and he just gets in the car, he's like, "Where are we going?"
Yeah.
He's great.
Yep.
Yeah.
And all
Yeah.
practical effects, no CGI.
Yeah.
Which is fucking cool.
Oh, speaking of practical, I wanted to say this with Scott Pilgrim because we talked about this ridiculous, unnecessary Spider-Man scene with the tray. And there's an even more unnecessary one in Scott Pilgrim, which is caught in the bloopers.
Yeah.
Where Scott Pilgrim orders a random package off of Amazon just to have Ramona come to her door. And so when she opens the door, he grabs it and no look throws it over his shoulder, supposed to be in the trash can, which is what they do. But they do a million takes.
Yeah.
But the thing about it to me is the package isn't in frame the whole time. So you could have just thrown it up and had something drop in, and it would look the exact same. But instead, they did 45 takes of Michael Cera trying to throw something backwards.
It's pretty great.
It's pretty great. It's just so unnecessary.
My favorite thing about Baby Driver, filmed in Atlanta, actually takes place in Atlanta. Most movies
That's
don't.
cool.
Right.
Because, why would you want to be in Atlanta?
Fuck you, Joseph.
But that actually catches us up to Edgar Wright. He's been a pretty selective director over the years. He doesn't pump out a lot of work.
I'm going Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, he's talking Baby Driver 2 as his next movie
Well, he's filming one right now.
Oh, is he filming a movie?
He's filming a movie right now that
Okay.
takes place in London. It takes place in the neighborhood he grew up. I can't remember the name of it. And then after that would be Baby Driver 2. But
Is this his Roma?
He's cool because he only does one
Sure,
every
it's gonna
4
be
years.
better than
I
Roma.
like that he doesn't do a movie every year. He's like an every 4 year kind of guy. Which is cool.
I mean, look, I wouldn't be mad if he did more.
Yeah.
But that brings us to Danny Boyle, who has been again
around longer.
longer. Both guys who have dipped their toes into a lot of different genres. Admittedly, Edgar Wright has 100% steered comedy, whereas Danny Boyle, not really any of them are straight comedies.
No, there are jokes in a lot of them.
Closest, I guess, would be Yesterday, which is kind of a rom-com.
Yep.
Right.
But we'll get to that. Super versatile guy. He started out doing theater with an RE before he got into film directing.
Theater.
He directed a stage version of Frankenstein not that many years ago. It's
Cool.
supposed to be pretty good. And he also directed the London opening ceremonies for the 2012
I think
Really?
I did that. Yeah. 2012
The Olympics, I think?
That sounds
Was
right.
that the one where James Bond shows up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Why would he show up for any other ones?
You're right. Yeah, so he's had a longer filmography, so we might pare it down just a little bit. But we'll start with probably his breakout movie, Trainspotting from 1996.
I fucking love this movie. It came out right at the time where Pulp Fiction had just happened, so everybody was looking for what was the next big indie director sort of crime movie, and things like Boogie Nights came off the heel of that. This is probably just my favorite era of movie making in general, the mid to late 90s and stuff like that. But I fucking love this movie. It also was kind of even though it doesn't really have a lot of thematic synchronicity with it, it was the Britpop movie. Like they
that makes sense.
That makes
that makes a lot of sense.
And in fact, they tried to get Oasis to put a song on it. And this is fucking great. Liam Gallagher vetoed it because he thought it was a movie about trains.
Liam Gallagher should be in this fucking movie.
He 100%
Because
should
this
be.
movie is about, I mean, it's kind of about heroin addiction, and it is, but it's mostly just about these, like, British ne'er-do-wells. Like, just the scum of the earth.
Yeah, 100%.
Just fucking around.
Well, I remember Danny Boyle reading an interview with him where he talked about he met a bunch of junkies for this, and he was like, they weren't really what film portrays them to be. They're not really villains or victims. They're just usually fun guys to hang out with and stuff like that. And that's exactly because these guys are right in the center of villains and victims.
Yeah.
They're horrible guys, but you also kind of like them and want to hang out with them.
Good cast.
Great cast.
It starts, it doesn't start, but...
And almost everybody from it went on to be a big thing.
True.
Is this Ewan McGregor's breakout?
This is Ewan McGregor's breakout.
okay.
He had done another movie with Danny Boyle before this, but it was a much smaller thing.
Am I incorrect in remembering that Ewan McGregor's penis is in this movie?
Ooh.
I know that you've seen Ewan McGregor's penis a lot in the Velvet Goldmine. But
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it's in this.
That's
or
the
not.
one where I remember his penis.
Gotcha. I've never seen that movie. I just remember, I feel like watching it was like, oh, that wasn't expecting to see Ewan McGregor's
I know
penis,
that
but I could be wrong.
There's a lot of unglamorous nudity.
Yeah, for sure.
What's the name of the guy who directed the live-action Aladdin movie?
Guy Ritchie?
Yes.
Guy Ritchie.
Good
This
pull.
movie inspired everything Guy Ritchie's ever
Kind of.
done.
I thought about that also, but really the only thing they have in common is that...
I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying like dirty underbelly
Right.
English guy.
yeah,
Like the Snatch kind of movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like those movies
Layer cake.
are much more heisty and
That's
like
true.
coincidence based.
They are
I
high.
can
and
see
this
what
one,
you're talking about.
Yeah, this one is like it's not. Nobody in this is
No.
skilled at all.
Right. Nobody's smart. In
He
this.
just likes dirty people.
Yeah.
And I feel like up until this point, no one had made like underbelly individuals likable on-screen characters.
Sure.
I need to watch this movie. All I've seen is the opening scene where he goes in the toilet.
Oh, the worst toilet in all of
Yeah,
Scotland.
it's-
That's
that's all
horrible.
I've seen.
There's a worse poop scene in the movie. There is, but I fucking love this movie. It's really good. Everybody in it is really endearing.
That's true. Scotland in the 90s seemed like a shithole.
Yeah. The guy who plays Begbie is fucking terrifying.
He's fucking terrifying.
He's scary.
But
Robert Carlyle.
Robert
Yeah.
Carlyle. I've
Good
known
pull.
versions
He
of
wrote it
that
down,
dude, so it was like it's like PTSD watching that guy, But
No,
yeah.
he's 100% like a real guy. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
that is a guy that you have met in your life.
But I mean, 100% better than Transformers.
Agreed.
This is probably a top 10 movie
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
And that brings us to this is actually so he's done a couple of film projects around train spotting. That brings us to The Beach, which is kind of his.
Okay, I just want to say, are we skipping A Life Less Ordinary?
Oh, do you know Life Less Ordinary?
I fucking love that.
Oh
movie.
shit! No, hang
It's
on.
super underrated.
Yeah, absolutely. Go on to A Life Less
We
Ordinary.
don't really need to talk much about it. It's just everybody should see that movie. Ewan McGregor, Carmen Diaz being super fun. Great use of music. There's great use of an REM song in it.
What's it about?
Man, that's kind of hard to explain. There's crime and there's the afterlife, and it's really like a love story, like romantic comedy thing, but in no way that. I just know everybody looks cool and it's funny, and I really enjoy watching it.
Okay.
Good deal. I wasn't sure that anyone wanted to watch it, so I wasn't even.
Yeah,
gonna bring it up.
it was not the follow up they probably needed to capitalize off their film. But I love this movie a lot. It also seems like in places like maybe there's a little bit of a tribute to Raising Arizona to it, and I fucking love Raising Arizona. So yeah, better than Transformers. But go ahead on to The Beach.
Well, yeah. Well, that brings so up to this point, Ewan McGregor had been in all of his movies, and apparently this was a big schism in their relationship. Because he cast Leonardo DiCaprio, up and comer in Hollywood for the lead in The Beach.
This is, like fresh off Titanic. Leo.
Well,
This
yeah,
is like-
I think they both did other movies that came out after their big breakthroughs, but this is the first movie both Danny Boyle and Leonardo had started after their big breakthrough. So, it was really supposed to be the one that was supposed to capitalize over what they had going, and I don't think it really did.
Well, it's a bizarre film, I think. The Beach is, it's not at all what you think it is.
To me, it's like Lord of the Flies a little bit at certain points.
I don't even know that it was misadvertised,
Yeah.
but I think people went in with thought, oh, it's sexy teenagers on a beach.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely what it is advertised as.
And there is elements of that, but it does kind of take on this like weird psychoanalysis thing.
It's basically they go into this. It's like they're having this like hippie community on this island, and you can't really do certain things, and then one of them breaks the rules, and there's cheating, and at the very end though, it definitely turns into Lord of the Flies when he's in the beach like all by himself, but. I like this movie. This is one like my brother showed me this movie like when I was like too young to watch it. I think so. I have like affinity for this movie. I probably shouldn't. It's one of those movies, but I really, really enjoyed this movie.
I think it's probably better now going back and watching it when it came out.
It was definitely not well received at the time,
and I think part of that is like exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
People kind of had an expectation because it is very different than say like Train Spotting. It's not funny. There really aren't jokes in it at all. And definitely different from Leo because like there's a point when he's like gets obsessed and he has this like spear in the water, and I mean he's like it's closer to the Revenant Leo than it is to Titanic Leo.
100%.
So it just was really bizarre. I'm still gonna say better than Transformers.
Me too.
Yeah, I'd say better than that.
Sure.
The locales of alone, it's like it's shot beautiful places.
That beach has actually been shut down completely because after that movie came out, like tourism like skyrocketed there.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So that brings us to my favorite Danny Boyle film, my favorite zombie movie, and one of my favorite films of all time, 28 Days
That's
Later.
because you fucking love Cillian Murphy.
This did start my man crush with Cillian Murphy. I have a big man crush on Cillian Murphy, but I love the shit out of this movie.
I will say it's the only Cillian Murphy movie where it doesn't seem like he's about to dick murder you. Like he like there's nothing about him that I think finds sexually creepy in this movie.
The thing that gets me about Cillian Murphy is he's like an anime lead in that he is a totally unqualified male character who somehow still manages to find a way to kick a lot of ass.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good ass movie.
It's a good ass movie. Cillian Murphy, Naomi Harris, Brendan Gleeson, and Christopher Eccleston right at the end. Yeah, she's great.
Christopher Eccleston.
Also, how great does Naomi Harris look? Like, she's been looking great. That doesn't matter. Anyway.
I mean, she's looked like this for like at least
2 decades.
years.
Yeah, this came out in 2002. I mean, it's a zombie movie. It's
not according to Danny Boyle.
Right.
It's not.
But I mean, like, super reminiscent of The Walking Dead. Walking Dead's really reminiscent of this,
They just straight up stole bits from this
main
movie.
character wakes up in a hospital dead, wanders
100%.
around London trying to find a safe place, and when they find safe place, find out that maybe humanity is worse than the zombies. It was everything that I liked about the zombie craze before it got overdone.
Yep.
This is as good as that genre.
Yeah,
this is as good as a zombie movie.
all the
there is.
characters are great in it. The music is fantastic.
The music is really good.
One of the best endings ever. The last like 20 minutes of that movie is insane.
It's great on its own, but the in the house in a heartbeat, the soundtrack that's playing over the top of it is so good that whoever the fuck made Kick-Ass stole it for Kick-Ass.
Yeah, you're right.
Matthew Vaughn.
Yeah,
Matthew Vaughn. Good call.
Great movie. Better than Transformers.
Way better than Transformers. One of my faves.
better than Transformers.
God, man, the sequel does not hold up.
It's not great, but Robert Carlyle's in that one.
I never
Idris Elba's
watched
in that.
the sequel just because I liked the ending to this so much.
Yeah.
I didn't want the ending to be fucked up.
It takes the classic. We're gonna make because 28 Days Later has a very indie feel to it. Even though we talk about Danny Boyle was kind of already a big deal at this point.
Also, the fact that 28 Days Later had like 6 endings and none of them were the same.
Yeah.
Well, 28 Days Later, was it filmed on like digital or some sort of handheld shit or something? Because it looks, I mean, it doesn't look great. It looks like it was filmed for BBC TV.
Yeah.
But it's a good movie.
I don't know if that's a stylistic choice or not, because I mean, he got money for like the beach,
Right.
I was gonna say it takes the classic 28 Weeks Later takes the classic mistake of taking an indie movie and then giving it a $150 million budget.
Yeah,
and it just
100%.
doesn't maintain any of the magic.
It's really not that bad of a movie, but it's not at all. If taking on its own, it's an enjoyable movie.
Well,
but
because in 28 Days Later, there's only like a few real set pieces.
Yeah.
There's like him waking up and them kind of like on the road, and then they're in the house at the end. Like there's not really much to
and
it.
the supermarket. Don't forget the fucking supermarket.
Still great. Everyone should watch it if you
Yeah,
haven't
it's
seen it.
absolutely fantastic. One
It's
of my
certainly
favorites.
the best of the genre.
Yeah. So yeah, it is funny to me. His career's kind of been odd because I think 28 Days Later was relatively successful. Yeah?
Right.
And then
He's always on the fringe, though.
yeah, he seems kind of remain on the fringe because one of his biggest budget thing after that I think is Sunshine, which is it's a sci-fi cult classic at this point about our sun is dying, so this multinational group of scientists are sent out to essentially restart the sun. But
they're the second mission to do it.
Yeah. Was the thing called Icarus 2?
I think
it is too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean,
really eclectic cast.
Cillian Murphy
great
again.
cast.
Cillian
Murphy,
Chris Evans,
Cliff Curtis.
When Chris Evans was first cast as Captain America, and everyone told me it was stupid, I was like, "Go watch Sunshine." Like,
Yeah.
he's very it's essentially Steve Rogers. He's like the ultimate good guy.
I should watch this. This is another one I
Yeah,
have
it's
not
good.
seen.
I haven't watched this
Yeah,
one either.
Cillian Murphy, Chris Evans, the Japanese guy from Last Samurai that you're thinking
Yeah.
of,
Ken Watanabe.
Rose. Yeah,
No.
No,
Hiroki
the other-
Sanada.
Yeah, that guy.
it's fair. Rose Byrne, Mark Strong, Benedict Wong, and Michelle Yeoh. It's a solid cast.
Yeah,
What year did this come out?
2007.
2007?
it is, and again, kind of like The Beach. Like there is a plot to the movie, and then there's this weird kind of like psychological turn.
Yeah, it
takes.
goes awry very quickly.
Yeah, there's a lot of basically, like what would you do if you knew you were going to die? Like,
Right.
Yep.
and is that worth it? Is your suicide worth it to save the planet? And then there's this weird like obsession with the sun that's present throughout it. It's a bizarre movie, but it is excellent. I really like. I wish more people had seen it because it is a good science fiction film.
Absolutely.
Especially because it was in the mid-aughties where sci-fi sucked balls.
Right.
That is definitely true. It is water in a desert, for
Yeah.
sure.
Better than Transformers.
Better than Transformers. And that brings us to his most critically successful movie, which is really odd because it's really not in any way his best movie.
No.
Slumdog Millionaire, which is 100% a City of God, just rip-off. Like blatant rip-off.
Well, and I tell you something else, and I think this is a good movie. I like this movie.
Yeah, I
a lot.
like this movie,
But
too.
it's crazy that it's thought as like the best movie of 2008, which may be the best year of movies like ever.
What came out in 2008?
Everything.
Yeah,
Like
a
what?
lot of things. Oh, The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight came out. I mean, for me, and I'm already regretting saying this out loud because saying this is better than Slumdog Millionaire is just going to sound racist. But my favorite movie from that year was Gran Torino.
Gran Torino's
That
great.
does sound really
It sounds
racist.
really racist.
There's
Gran
no way
Torino's
around
great.
it.
The thing is, I just really like movies about old men on their laps.
Yeah,
I mean,
That's my
Gran
thing.
Torino is
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
I can't believe that was that long ago.
Yeah, I know, right?
How long
Man.
has Clint Eastwood been old?
He should
I
be
know-
dead
Forever.
I think if Clint Eastwood would have quit on that movie, that would have actually been his last movie.
Yeah.
But he made that baseball
Yep.
movie after it, and now
Trouble
he's
with the
like,
Curve.
he keeps having to try to find another last movie.
Yeah.
I like this movie all right. I've only watched it once.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for it. Yeah, the whole Who Wants to Be a Millionaire plot and the coincidence of his life, it just did not appeal to me.
I think it's a really good movie, but it's probably of the ones we've talked about my least favorite.
It's taken that dude so long, not Danny Boyle, the guy who stars in it.
Dev Patel?
Yeah, to make another good movie.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel so bad.
I mean,
for him.
supposedly Lion's really great.
Lion is great.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Okay.
That was last year.
Yeah.
It took him a decade.
He's in the newsroom. That's the only thing I've seen.
Oh, yeah.
He is in the news right
Until
now.
he just disappears from the
That's not good.
It's
not good at
the
all.
fucking newsroom.
I think what you said is right. City of God's a better version of this.
Well,
I feel like.
this is a more palatable, more for white consumption.
Oh, 100%.
City of God is
Yeah.
what this is.
Yeah.
And to be fair, in that aspect, it very much succeeds. It takes all like the really hard stuff out while making it still feel kind of gritty and fun.
Also, the two poop gags in Train Spotting did not turn me off, but the one in this I couldn't handle.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'm going to say better than Transform.
No, it is better than
It's better than-
Transformers.
Yeah, no,
it's
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
better
yeah,
than
yeah.
Transformers.
I'd rather fucking watch
It's
Transform.
not the best picture winner from 2008. It is, but it shouldn't have been.
The Dark Knight wasn't even nominated.
No.
No. So yeah, that brings us to
It's like Crash. Slumdog Millionaire to me, it's on a Crash.
Right.
Yeah.
the probably the most gimmicky movie on this list, 127 Hours, which
I
is
hate this movie.
which is
I didn't watch this on purpose. No fucking interest.
it's fine.
No, this is worse than Transformers.
It's fine. It's not great. It's not overly memorable. James Franco is fine.
He's playing a rock climber who traps his arm against a rock,
Yep.
and
This is
he
a true
has to
story,
cut
yeah.
his arm off.
I mean,
But that's a brutal scene. But
Yeah.
I don't have to sit through a 2.5-hour
Right,
movie
that's exactly
for a 13-minute scene.
But you make a good
Exactly
point.
how I
A lot
feel.
of his movies are about psychological because this one's
No.
about that too. Like
Yeah.
he likes getting in people's heads and trying to make a broader point, and I think he fails hard in this one.
I would agree with that.
I don't think he gets across what he's trying to get across.
I mean, that's a James Franco problem, in my opinion.
There's things that I really like James Franco in, but that dude was not cut out to be the only person.
I'm
on
going
screen
worse
for
than
most of it.
Transformers.
yeah, worse than Transformers.
I think it's better than Transformers.
I haven't seen it, so
I
can't
will
say.
admit it's a better quality movie,
but I would never rewatch
but
it.
I am never going
That's
to
a
watch
fair
it.
I
point.
would watch Transformers way more than that.
That's super fair. Yeah, so that brings us to pretty recently made. I guess must have been immediately post his death. They made a Steve Jobs biopic, 2015, called Steve Jobs, starring Michael Fassbender.
This movie takes place over 4 days in different decades.
Right.
It's 4 scenes. Like
Right.
this movie's like 4 single
It's like 4
scenes.
plays, basically.
Yes,
Yes.
it's like so theater.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
what it's different in that, and I think I like it because of that.
I love it.
I
think
do
it's great.
not like
Yeah.
this movie.
Wow.
I like it a whole lot. I know it's gimmicky. I know it's not very factual, but I don't give a shit about that part of it. I think it's fun to watch. It's one that if it's ever on TV, it's like, oh well, that's what I'm doing for an hour or two.
I think this movie falls on the back of Michael Fassbender being Steve Jobs, and in that it is good. But there's nothing like from a directorial standpoint which makes it stand apart. I don't think the supporting cast is very good. Seth Rogen is okay in this film.
I liked him in this.
I think it's Steve Wozniak. He's a fine choice, but I don't think he the only person asked anything of in this movie is Michael Fassbender. And in that regard, it delivers. But it's a good movie for Michael Fassbender. It's not a good movie on its own.
It's an Aaron Sorkin script, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
And you can-
very Aaron
Yes,
Sorkin.
and see, I think it's okay because there was also another Jobs movie that came out at the same time with Ashton Kutcher, and that
That shit
movie
was
is
so
fucking
bad.
awful.
Okay, agree with you.
So I feel like this shows that he brought something to this. At least it was like interesting.
The Ashton Kutcher one is so bad it needs to be like a drinking game. Like it's just horrible.
that one is like everything wrong with biopics. I think this. You guys are right. This is a play. It would be better on stage.
Yes.
I don't think it. There's nothing to achieve of it being a film. I'll say it's better than Transformers because Michael Fassbender is incredible in it. But I've watched it once. I wasn't blown away.
I'm going with definitely better than Transformers.
I only watched it once. I would say it's right on that line, but I would say a little better than Transformers.
Fair enough.
Also, it points out all the really shitty things Steve Jobs did, and somehow, magically, by the end of the movie, everything's just fucking dandy.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is representative of his life.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I didn't know Steve Jobs from that movie. I didn't know he was an asshole to his daughter for a long time.
He's an asshole to everyone.
Yeah, that's what I didn't.
He's a real big dick.
Not a good
Yep.
person.
No. That brings us to T2, Judgment Day. Train Spotting 2, which I think you watched.
I just watched it last night.
And you have probably among us the strongest opinion about Train Spotting, the
Right.
first one.
And I was not watching it specifically because I love Train Spotting so much. I don't know why we needed to do another movie about these people. So I wasn't like super excited about them maybe fucking it up. But they don't. It's not as good as Train Spotting, but it is a good movie about what these guys would be like in middle age.
I was about to say, is there a plot to this one, or is
There-
it similar to?
there
to
is-
It's based
Train
on a
Spotting?
book, right? It's called Porno or something?
Okay, but I think they must I've never read the book, but they
Yeah.
must veer from it really hard because
okay.
there's zero pornography in it.
Okay.
There is a sex video in it, but it wouldn't go so far as to call it pornography. I don't know. It's these same guys, and basically after fucking everybody over, Ewan McGregor comes back to town. And, he wants to make amends with, one of the guys he fucked over. At the end of Train Spotting, there's 2 guys he fucks over. One guy he secretly gives a share of the money that they scored. It turns out him giving the money to Spud was the worst thing that happened to Spud because he spent all $4,000 on heroin. But mostly it's about Ewan McGregor's character Renton and Johnny Lee Miller's character Sick Boy, who had been the best friends at Children, trying to get back together. And Begbie, who was sort of the scary one of them, is in prison, and he escapes. And the cops in Scotland are worse than Miami Metro. Like, he just goes to his fucking house. He escapes and goes to his house, and they don't find him. But yeah, I'd say better than Transformers on this. It's definitely worth watching, particularly if you like the first movie.
Cool. And then that brings us to his most recent film, which I know Ian has watched. I don't know if that.
I think Jehu saw it as well.
Jehu, you see yesterday?
Hurt.
Oh yeah, yesterday. Fucking loved this movie.
Yesterday, starring Lily James, Hamish Patel, and Ed Sheeran, and I don't know who else is in this movie.
Yeah, you made the main three. That's pretty much. Actually, Kate McKinnon would be the fourth.
Yeah.
And it's great. Like our rom-com episode. If we had done that when this came out, I don't know if that was.
I think you did.
We
talk
did.
about
Yeah,
it.
no, this is great,
Yeah.
and should be one mentioned in that. Because the Beatles are just fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of a high concept rom com in the sense that the premise is that the main character played by Hamish Patel is he wakes up one day or he gets hit by a bus, I think.
Yeah.
And wakes up and finds that he's the only one who remembers that the Beatles exist.
Well, it's almost like a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Because there's other people that also kind of remember the Beatles too. You find out, so it's like something just like the lights all go out around the world and then they come back on.
But also, there's other things that people don't remember.
Yes.
And like, there's some of them that are, like a domino effect. Like you don't remember them. Like I'll say this one spoiler. At one, nobody remembers Oasis. But of course, nobody remembers Oasis because there would be no Oasis. But there's other ones that have nothing to do with it, and when they come up, those are really good jokes.
Yeah, it's like a running gag where he's like Googling shit that no one remembers.
Yeah.
And it's funny. It's good.
Yeah, he'll like say a thing, and like the last gag in the movie is one of those things.
Yep.
This might be my favorite movie of the year so far.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's very light, and the lead is great.
Yeah.
The lead is very, very
And
good.
it's a movie with a romance that really works. Like I care about these people getting together.
And like I said, I like Lily James. Lily James needs to be in more things.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Cool.
I want to see it. Haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, same.
Definitely better than Transformers.
Yes.
So
Yeah, you guys should watch this. I imagine it's on like demand. to
It's
find
not.
out.
It's still at Bayou.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know. So that brings us up to date on both of these directors, Edgar Wright and Danny Boyle.
I'm gonna have to go Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
I don't want to go Edgar Wright.
He's got the stronger top to bottom, I
But
think.
yeah, like and Danny Boyle has movies that probably I just prefer. Like I think Sunshine and 28 Days Later are probably the two best movies on the whole list we've talked about.
Yeah.
But man, every one of Edgar Wright's movies I genuinely have a soft spot for. And if I come across any of them on TV, I'm watching them.
My thing is going through all this, I want to watch the Edgar Wright movies a lot more right now than I want to watch the Danny Boyle.
Sure.
That's a good one.
I mean, to be fair, again, all of Edgar Wright's movies are funny and they're very quick, so it's very easy to
They're
jump
digestible.
into. Yeah, they're very
Yeah.
digestible. Damn. Good call.
First of all, this is the first one of these that I think every movie I talked about, I went better than Transformers. There was no worse than Transformers for me. Probably because I didn't see 120. I know what's the one on
127
127,
hours.
yeah.
127 hours.
Yep.
That's confusing. But anyways,
Just call it 10 days.
yeah, I'm definitely going with Danny Boyle. Trainspotting is a top 10 movie for me. And then also on the strength of just how good his most recent movie is. That's probably my favorite movie this year. And I like a whole lot of what's in between. It's a bummer he's not going to do Bond. I still am excited
I
about
know,
it.
right?
I'm still excited about that next Bond movie, but man, would I be more excited if he was doing it.
Yep.
Joseph, it's all on you.
Yeah, I
buddy.
know, and this is the hard. I've literally been thinking about this all day because it's been killing me. Because I think Edgar Wright is more important to cinema in the sense that I feel like he brings a specific visual language to his movies that nobody else is doing. Like nobody else is even close to doing. And I wish more people would like do that. And I think that as long as he keeps making movies, he's like putting that out there and inspiring more people. But again, we just talked about the fact that Edgar Wright does only kind of do comedies, and I feel like, if you took away the jokes, which I mean that is the movie, but like, what are his capabilities outside of that? We don't really know. We know that Danny Boyle has a extremely broad range, and he can do comedy. He's done apparently 2 rom-coms. I didn't know that.
Right.
A Stranger Life was a rom-com.
Life Less Ordinary.
That's
I
what
think
I
is
mean.
what it's called.
Yeah,
I know
that's
there's
right.
another similarly titled movie, so I hope I'm not saying this wrong.
No, you're right. I wrote it down. So, man, I'm really fucking on the fence. But I think I might also say Edgar Wright. Just because I do. I think the things that he's bringing are more important to see than what Danny Boyle is bringing. Even though I enjoy his, even though I agree with Christian, 28 Days is my favorite by far on this.
This
movie.
also could be an age thing.
Yeah.
Like Danny Boyle's probably more of a Generation X thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Well, certainly Train Spotting.
Yeah,
It's like we were
absolutely,
talking
yeah.
about with Pulp Fiction. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
I would say of all the ones we've done so far, this is the hardest one.
This
for
is the
me.
hardest one for me, too.
Because, again, I'm such a fan of both of these
Right.
guys. Like,
Yeah.
I look forward to every movie they made. And if Yesterday hadn't come out a week before I had a newborn, I would have seen it as well. Like, it just, they're I'm glad we have both.
There's no wrong answer here. I think they're both great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think
this one, I don't know, this might be a boring episode because we yelled at each other the late throughout this one. We all just kind of liked all this.
We can't do things we like.
Edgar Wright wins this director showdown.
Good for you, Edgar Wright. You can claim your prize at the door. In the meantime, what have we been watching, guys?
I can start. I watched.
I don't know why you always like throw it to Ian.
I know.
Well, it's clockwise.
Yeah.
Ian seems to watch the most stuff.
Yeah.
I think he's a good guy to start.
I watched the Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw.
And
It's, I think, the most Transformers movie. That is my new most Transformers movie we have. It is on the fucking line.
that's really depressing.
I've heard the logic in it is awful.
You know what it is? It's fucking Lethal Weapon. So if you love Lethal Weapon, you'll love that movie.
I do love Lethal Weapon.
It's 80s fucking, cop, two guys who don't really get along, but they work together, and it's too long. You know what I mean? Like, there's 2 third acts, and they show you everything in the trailer, which, that's not the movie's fault per se. Vanessa Kirby, though, is fucking standout. She needs to be in more shit. She's the same girl from Mission Impossible Fallout. She's coming back in more of those. Idris Elba, I know we love him. It's generic fucking. It's generic bad guy. I'm
always waiting for the thing that's going to be like his thing.
We have always been waiting on this.
This isn't it. What's great about what I don't like also, and I'll tell you what I do like about it. Is I don't like is The Rock is starting to blend his fucking personality, like him, with his movies.
Yeah.
Like, he does these big cheat meals in it. He's drinking tequila, and I don't know if you guys follow The Rock on social media. Like, he brings all that in there. He brings Samoa in there. They go to Samoa. You know what I mean? Like, he's basically like not acting. He's just being The Rock.
He's marketing. That's what he does.
And like, it's all about his brand now.
Yeah.
And it kind of like it annoys me. I have to admit, it's
He's
starting to annoy me.
He's starting to wear on me too.
Yeah.
Did you guys read that thing this week about the fight contracts?
Yes.
Of
Yeah.
Vin Diesel and Jason Statham and The Rock.
So
that's so pussy.
Vin Diesel came out with a thing where they have a point system to their fights where they have to equal out an even number. So, like, 3 points for an elbow, 2 points for, like, an uppercut.
What?
And they keep track of
There's
this.
like a variety.
They have like people that
Yes.
work for them that specifically that's their.
I
fucking
So
mean,
no
look-
one loses a fight.
In many ways, that is super fucking petty, but in many ways, I love that.
The thing is, though, I just think of like, and I think other people have said this on social media, but I think of like probably the greatest action hero of all time is Indiana Jones, and he gets his fucking ass kicked.
Yeah.
That's what makes him interesting. So
Absolutely.
being afraid to lose a fight on or like Jackie Chan, his whole fucking thing is I'll dance around getting my ass
Or
kicked
like
for 5 minutes.
John McClane.
I mean, John McClane is definitely the famous
John
guy.
McClane is the gold standard.
Yes, like the keep coming at him kind of thing. You
Honestly,
know?
even what's his name from Mission Impossible? Ethan
Ethan
Hunt.
Yeah.
is great in that because it's one of those things that I think is underrated. But he gets beat to shit in like
Actually,
every fucking movie.
He always in his action movies. Yeah, and those guys are way more interesting than either
Absolutely,
of these three guys
yeah.
we're talking about. So.
Yeah, but and the other thing that is great is there's cameos, spoilers,
Go for it.
cameos from a whole bunch of famous people. He pulled some strings here. Ryan Reynolds pops up uncredited. Kevin Hart pops up uncredited.
Of course.
But what annoys me is like you can tell they're totally setting up Hobbs and Shaw 2. Like Kevin Hart and Ryan Reynolds are going to star in Hobbs and Shaw 2. Like and like his whole thing is like he's trying to rub it in Vin Diesel's face. He's trying to build his own thing without Vin Diesel. And like I don't know. I think some of the behind-the-scenes stuff kind of informed my opinion a little bit, and it kind of made it.
Is the Fast and Furious turning into wrestling?
Basically.
Okay.
I think that's kind of a cunt move, though. If you wanted to start your own thing,
Start
go
your own thing.
fucking start
Yes.
your own thing.
100%.
Don't do it off the back of this guy
he literally-
and then shit on him.
He literally can't do that.
No. No, 'cause-
Any of his franchises are
That's
rip-offs
true.
of other shit.
I think in 66 episodes is the first time someone says cunt on this podcast, which is amazing.
I think it was earned, though.
It was.
He's being a cunt.
I just want to point out, we called Dwayne The Rock Johnson a cunt.
And don't get me wrong, if he came through the door right now, I would say sir, not cunt.
Roman Reigns, he acted like he was his brother the whole time. But Clifford Curtis, I'd be pissed. Clifford Curtis plays the real brother. Roman Reigns doesn't speak that whole movie.
Really?
So, yeah, not at all.
Well, I mean, speaking is not his strong suit in wrestling, so I could see why that would be like that.
The last thing is, and I heard that they were trying to get Keanu Reeves to join, and that he's going to be in the next one. Like
Yeah.
they're always like this whole movie's about setting up the next movie, and I fucking hate some of that. You know,
Right.
it's too much.
I agree. As someone who loves Marvel movies and loves setup and stuff
Yeah.
like that, I'm tired of a movie not just being a movie that stands on its own.
But it's like I said, it's Transformers. There's some cool action set pieces. Like I can't believe this thing started with them stealing DVD players out of a tractor trailer,
Right.
and now it's
I think that totally could happen on Earth. Like it was about people that could exist on planet Earth who obeyed physics and shit like that.
And now we got Terminators and the Black Superman.
Yeah.
But the last scene on some, I'll say this and I'll be done, is it starts off in the middle of the night, and then there's a 30-minute time clock on a bomb, basically.
Right.
Within 15 minutes, it's broad fucking daylight. And then with 5 minutes left, it's back to night. It's like, I would love to know what they were thinking. Like, it's like no one noticed. It's like it doesn't make any sense.
I heard that there's a shot. It's supposed to lead you to believe that Jason Statham and Vanessa Kirby are only 2 years apart. Yes. Like anybody with fucking eyeballs can tell they are more than 2 years.
Right. Yep. He's totally old enough to be her dad.
Yeah,
right?
100%. He's like 21 years older specifically.
Yeah.
But I want to say recommend and go seeing it, but no, it's literally on the line of Transformers, not better or worse. So
Good deal.
That's what I got.
I watched season 2 of Downton Abbey. It's good
love
stuff.
Downton Abbey.
Takes place during World War One. The soap opera thing was real heavy this season. There's literally a bit where they're like singing a song for the whole point of the show is Downton becomes like a hospital during World War One, and they're like, we need to put on a show for all the sick soldiers. And so she's singing a song, and at one point in the episode, they're like, "Oh, too bad we don't have a guy here to sing it." And of course, you're like, "Oh, fucking cousin Matthew's going to show up at the very end of this episode and sing the song with her." And sure enough, that's exactly what happens.
I love Matthew. He's great.
Look, it's great. What's really funny is he's fat in the show, and he's not fat anymore, but his double chin gets me every time. It's pretty funny. But I really do enjoy that show. The other thing is I finished finish is a strong word. I have watched up to the recommended stopping point of Neon Genesis Evangelion. Yeah, I mean, I had someone summarize the show to me as getting the dead mom robot, you sad sack of shit, and that is 100% accurate what that show is about. It takes a weird turn around episode 15 or 16 where it becomes less about getting that robot and fight shit and more about what it's about, getting out and facing your fears and shit.
Sure.
I still dug it. It's weird to me that kid, the last dude, shows up in the very last episode.
Yeah, it's odd.
I would have thought at least like maybe 3 or 4 episodes. What's the name of the fourth child?
I can't even remember his name.
Yeah. That would have made like more sense to me around that time. But for that dude to just pop up there at the end and then be the kind of big twist at the end of the show it felt really rushed.
Man, for all the cop-outs in the show for the people that should have died that didn't die, just wait until you watch the movie.
I'm sure.
Yeah, how did you feel like that one sequence is straight washed?
It felt pretty gay to me.
It felt pretty gay.
I haven't watched the original, so maybe it's more gay
I've found legitimate arguments. It's like, okay, you make a good point for not necessarily why it's straight washing, but why it's narratively less interesting the way that they translated it. But yeah, no, it's still super gay.
Yeah. No, I still dug it. Like I thought it was very good. I'm interested to watch the rest because I do know, even like the animation style changes in this last 2 episodes, and then I really just want to see Shinji lose his fucking mind and end of Evangelion. But I would recommend the show.
Would you? Well, you haven't finished. Keep going.
You have a very bad problem with cutting me off. I would recommend it, but with definitely an asterisk of you're going to be really uncomfortable. And if you're not okay being uncomfortable, especially with all the shit that comes out in the last 4 episodes about what the Avas are, I probably wouldn't watch it. And the backstory is pretty convoluted and strange, and I don't even know that I fully quite get it. But yeah, I mean, it is interesting for sure. So I'm going to say worse than Transformers, but I did enjoy parts of it. Other parts just made me feel really gross about myself.
It's such an interesting concept, and there's so much. There's so much there, and it's just
there's a lot of layers, and we could sit here and talk about it. And I know we're like, not trying to be super spoilery or whatever, but man, there is a bit when 01 loses control, when you really start to figure out what it is, and it's just like ripping that angel to shreds. I was like, God, this is disgusting. I feel gross about it. Number one, what I'm watching, and then number two, when you have the realization, you're like, oh shit, this is more than they say they are. And they already had teased it because his dad was like,
they teased it a lot in the
your
show.
mother's not, it's just a decoy. I was like, oh God, like Shinji's in his dead mom robot eating that alien creature.
It's a real fucked show.
Yeah.
It genuinely just gets worse.
This show sounds fucking weird.
It is weird. And you know what? I stopped at the acceptable ending.
Yeah, that's true.
It gets way fucking weirder. That's it.
That's it.
Oh man, I think my choice for what I watched this is maybe even more moot than my soap operas on YouTube last week. But that's not the one I'm going to talk about. I started in 2019 watching Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh God.
See,
Jesus.
I like a show. Like, people talk about background shows these days, but I feel like a background show is not what I'm talking about here. I like a show that I can put on and pay only attention to it, but in no way engage my brain. And for a long time, that had been the Golden Girls, but I'm tired of watching them old ladies bitch at each other, so I went to Everybody Loves Raymond.
Can we just say on the Golden Girls, it's amazing that Betty White played an old woman in a show before, like, we were born.
Right.
And she's still fucking old.
Right. Yeah, man, Everybody Loves Raymond. I just always thought this was, and I think this is what it's supposed to be, like a family-friendly movie about marriage is hard, but at the end, we work it out. And the show I'm seeing is about a couple that genuinely does not like each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like it's like, I hope the happy ending to this show is they get divorced. Like, I hope that she ends up, because, she just thinks Raymond is thoughtless and useless.
He's a big idiot.
And he is just constantly having to beg for sex. And it's like, why are these people together except for the fucking kids? And it's portrayed like the parents are worse, but they have a way better relationship. They've figured out what exactly space they need to give each other, and they do it. It's a weirder show. I don't know if it was intended to be weird, and I don't know if it was weird at the time, but it's a weirder show than because another thing, 15% of the humor on this show is making fun of the brother for being tall.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why is that a bad thing? Don't most people want to be tall?
Yeah, but he's like
tall.
really tall.
I don't.
Why do they call you Too Tall Jones?
Brad Garrett.
Yeah,
Brad
I
Garrett.
really,
Eeyore.
I really hope that the show ends with she's married to like a closeted gay guy, but happily because he never begs for sex and he's very clean and picks up after himself. And Raymond lives in an apartment near the college and plays Xbox all the time. That seems like the happy ending. Because also, one of the episodes I watched recently, they got into a fucking physical altercation over who would move the luggage. If that happened in real life to one of your friends, I heard, oh man, Nips and his lady, they got into a wrestling fight because they couldn't decide who moved the luggage. We would be like, do we need to call somebody?
That would be the final red flag,
Yeah.
I'm just so thankful he used you and your wife in that example.
because that happened last Tuesday.
Yeah, man. I'm not sure if I'm ready to say that it's better or worse than Transformers.
I think worse.
I definitely.
I haven't watched enough of it, but I will say it's weirder than Transformers. Transformers is basically, it comes out and it's like, okay, this is going to be a show about robots that turn into cars and get into fights on Earth. And it's basically that. There's maybe too many masturbatory jokes in it, but besides that, it's mostly what it says it's going to be. This, I really think, is supposed to be a feel-good family comedy, and it did not make me feel good. It bums me out watching.
It's Cleveland, too, right? Cleveland just is awful place.
It's just supposed to be funny that Raymond is the butt of all the jokes, and everyone just abuses him all the time.
I think Raymond, the thing is, all those other people are fucking crazy, though. Raymond just needs to pop somebody in the mouth, except for the dad. The fucking dad's great. I can get on board with him all day.
The mom's
he just
good,
wants
too.
to eat
Yeah.
and be left alone.
No, I mean
The mom's funny.
Genuinely, the supporting cast of that show is great.
Yeah.
Brad Garrett's great, and both the parents are great.
Yeah.
When this movie was out, I was specifically opposed to it. They're like, oh, it's like Seinfeld for people who has kids. And I'm like, well, really, that sounds fucking awful. But man, they show it for 3 hours a night every night on TV Land. I'm like, oh, whatever, I'll watch it. Anyway, that's all I
Cool.
got.
I have been watching a couple different things. I'm still going on Wolverine, the Lost Trail, I think it is, this podcast, which is better than the first season so far.
Right.
I've liked it more.
I haven't listened to the second season yet.
Again, Southern accents are terrible. Richard Armitage is, of course, returning, but there's one other returning cast person who was the worst person in the cast from last season, who is also the worst person in the cast of this season. I really fucking hope that she's dead. But otherwise, pretty good. I've actually been enjoying it more than I thought I would. I watched the Hot Ones, the YouTube show with Idris Elba, our patron saint.
I watched that too.
Which is worth watching, if only just for his one casting story about getting cast on The Wire, which I thought was really great.
Yeah.
I watched The Lion King, which made me regret not doing an episode about The Lion King.
The new one.
Yes, the new one.
It's not good.
It's not good.
Yeah, I told you that.
It's really upsetting all the way around because the whole movie I just constantly felt like I would rather I just want to. It's the same scenes. There's no
but just a little worse.
but just a little worse, just a little tiny bit worse. And I think it's a mixture of a lot of different things. You know, there's more like color, visual contrast that you can do with cartoons. You can be more expressive with the faces than you can with real lion faces. I think that there's just a lot more small moments in the cartoon than in the live action quote unquote one. But
What do you think of Chiwetelele?
he's good.
That's the best part, I think.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Again, performance-wise, I think they over and undersell different parts of his personality that, again, they do better in the cartoon. It's just that I hate to be that guy, but that's just every single scene was like, oh, this is better in the.
Didn't you think Baby Simba was more of an asshole?
Yeah, he definitely is.
Yeah.
And definitely the Donald Glover thing is a problem.
Yep.
But Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen as Timon and Pumbaa are great. And, John Oliver as Zazu is appropriate.
Didn't you think Beyonce also took you out of
Too much.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? For musicals, with the exception of the other musical movie that she's in, Dreamgirls, where it's appropriate for a character, you're not necessarily trying to, prove to people that you're a good fucking singer. You're singing the notes that your character's supposed to be singing the song that character is supposed to be expressing. Beyonce is freewheeling a lot here, and it's great, cool, Beyonce, you can do that shit, but I'm just trying to listen to the fucking song that's, expressing the story of The Lion King, and I feel like you're taking me out of it. I don't know. I had a lot of fucking problems with it. It's worse than Transformers, if only because it just constantly reminds you that there's a better movie out there to watch.
Yeah.
Right.
And the only other thing I started watching this week is a new anime, instead of Mindhunter, called Assassination Classroom, which is about a weird octopus creature who destroys the moon and then tells the Earthlings that he will destroy all of Earth in 1 year. But in the meantime, he's going to teach the lowest ranking middle school class at a prep school for a year. And it's the weirdest fucking show I've ever seen, and I'm kind of into it. The whole point is the classroom of middle schoolers, he teaches them to try and get into college, but they also are allowed to constantly try and assassinate him at any time that they want, with the intention that killing him will save the planet in a year. It's a very strange premise. It's much more endearing than it sounds. I recommend it. I like it so far.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
What's it on?
Hulu. All anime's on Hulu.
Of course.
Fuck Netflix. Yeah, whenever Disney Plus comes out, it is fuck
It's
Netflix.
gonna be
I don't think
Deadflix.
Yeah, I will watch BoJack Horseman, and that's fucking it. But yeah, that's it for me. Anybody else?
Nope, that's it.
All right, what are we doing next week?
We don't know.
We don't know.
We haven't talked about
All right,
figure it out.
Probably another topic episode of some kind.
Yeah,
'Cause
summer's over.
I don't think there's
Unless
anything.
you want to do Dora the Explorer.
Fuck yeah.
Kind of do.
You have a reason to go see it. But cool. Well, thank you guys for listening. Please rate and subscribe and tell all your friends. If you want to get in touch with us, if you want to tell us why you think Edgar Wright or Danny Boyle is the better director, you can reach us at betterthantransformers@gmail.com or on our Facebook and Twitter and Instagram at realphonies and real_phonies on Instagram. Thanks to Zach Evans for it and Brian Valesky for our theme. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.